if you win the Open Natural, it doesn't mean you're a pro, but you get pro qualified. You can compete with the pros as the Mr. America, and then you can actually win pro titles.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to episode 216 of the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast, your weekly workout motivation to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym. Jairo Ochieng is back with us today as we have an exciting opportunity for natural bodybuilders to qualify to compete at Mr. America. So Proverbs 29:23 says, "A person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor." Jairo is too humble to say it personally, so I'll say it for him, but he is definitely a legend in the sport of natural bodybuilding. He is an IPE and a PNBA pro, a judge for INBA, OCB, NGA, and AAU, and he is also a powerlifting club coach and a NASM certified nutrition coach. Jairo moved from Colombia to the United States to pursue a career in natural bodybuilding, and together we'll be co-hosting the second annual competition called the Open Natural in Seattle, Washington. Jairo, how have you been since we last hung out, pal? Are you still stuffed from that Brazilian steakhouse?
Ah, that's right. That's right. We went to what was that place in Bellevue? No, no,
Yes.
Villas. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, good times, man. I think that's in October or November. You came to a bodybuilding show. You were coaching your client Leo.
Yeah,
What show was that again?
Leo and Mark. We put him through the
Mark.
Northwest Natural and the Northwest Championships, and so then our after party was at Novios.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I love it.
What was your favorite cut of meat there?
Oh man, I think I enjoyed a lot. I don't eat as much meat as you do, so every time I eat meat, it's like a special time for me. I'm not very picky. I think I enjoy every cut.
I don't think there was one bite of food there
Exactly.
that wasn't absolutely
It's all moist
phenomenal.
and, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, let's see. What is the biggest news with the Open Natural lately?
All right, that's what we're here for. So I'm super, super excited to announce, Cole, that you're the first person I shared this with, you and Marla actually, that 2024, the Open Natural is going to be a pro qualifier for the Mr. America, and the Mr. America is the longest going competition in history. You know, they have been in business since 1939, and now we're gonna be sending like the best of our athletes to that contest. So whoever um, wins the Open in for the overall in a category for of in an open category of 5 or more competitors is gonna be qualified to do the pro division of the Mr. America. So
That is incredible. Wow.
yeah, it's one of the dreams come true. I think I was that was in the back of my mind for the longest time to do some sort of affiliation with Mr. America. It happened sooner than we expected, and I'll share more details about that because there's two big things going on in 2024. For the first one is the pro qualification for Mr. America, and the other is that we will be the first and the only amateur show to give out cash prizes. So we're gonna give we'll still have the cool swag, the cool trophies and things like that, but we're gonna give $500 to each to the best in show. So the best male athlete and best female athlete are gonna get money.
$500? I didn't know that's how much it was. I heard about cash prizes and I was like, hey, that's all I needed to hear. But really, $500? That's generous, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
dude. Yeah, we really want to bring the best athletes, have an incentive. I know, like you and I, we know we're both into natural bodybuilding. We know it's sometimes it can be tough, with all the fees, all the entries, all the expenses that you pay for competitions. It's not particularly our sport is not particularly money maker. So I think it's something that competitors they would appreciate it.
Yeah, I think most competitors would just be happy to get back the money they paid to do in the show in the first place. But $500, man, it's like
I
you're
know,
coming
but
out
like
ahead.
people, to come from out of state. We already know we're gonna have people from where you are, from Montana,
Yep.
from Oregon, of course from Washington, and I know we might get some other states involved. So
Yeah. So not to be technical, but doesn't offering cash prizes like make it a pro show? or is it still classified as an amateur show?
That's a great question. I think one of the cool things that we can do with the Open Natural, since we're sanctioning our own show, is that we can also make things our way. Now,
We,
with that
we
being
make our
said,
own rules, don't we?
it's still an amateur show. And here's the thing: I'm a big fan of amateur sports. If you think about it, what's the biggest, greatest sports festival in the world?
Super Bowl.
That's in the U.S. I'm going like big in the world.
Oh, soccer.
Like the one event is
Oh,
gonna be
I'm striking out, man.
so the Olympic Games, right? You have
Okay,
every
okay, right,
sport,
yeah.
every country, they move all over the world. And you know what the Olympics are? It's an amateur competition. So in order to be eligible for the Olympics, to have the best of the best athletes, you have to be an amateur. If let's say if you're a professional player, you cannot compete in the Olympics. And they are also very rigorous with drug testing, with urine testing. So
Right.
that's why I think very highly of amateur sports. And so we want to keep it amateur, and at the same time, I think it's exciting to have, we're still a pro qualifier for whoever wants to go to the Mr. America, but we want to focus on becoming like the best amateur show there is. Um, Personally, I have some thoughts, on here's the thing with the word amateur. You can say it's amateur or pro. It depends on how you see it. Because if you compare bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding to other sports, I don't think it's our goal. You could say there's no professional bodybuilding if you compare it to sports, for example, like football, right? Like where athletes they don't make.
You can't. I see what you're saying. You can make a comfortable living as a professional football player. That's possible. You can't do that in bodybuilding. If you make money in bodybuilding, whatever cash prizes you get, you're lucky to just pay for the steroids that it took to get that cash prize in the first place. If you're IFBB, or if you're
Exactly.
or if you're natural, like same thing. Like you're just hoping to make back some of the money that it took you to get that far. But anybody that really makes a living in the sport of bodybuilding, it's usually coaching, or you have a product, or you have or you have something else related to the sport in a way that you're giving back to it.
Exactly. You get endorsements, you get free supplements, you get to be on magazines. But bodybuilding, it only helps you when you become pro. It helps you promote something else that you're already doing. So if you're a coach,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to help. It's going to boost your coaching business. If you're a
Yep.
gym owner, if you're a personal trainer, physical therapist, it's always going to make you look better. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a big value to it. However, the difference is that sure, you can say that bodybuilders they can make some money, but it's always conditional if you win. So if you do a show, even the Mr. Olympia, you only get money like if you win. But in other sports, you get paid to play. That's what a conventionally that's what a pro is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also if you think about it, like if you have to pay an entry fee, it's still an amateur sport in every front. You don't see a basketball player or a football player paying to play. They always get on salary, and you
Right.
get your money, win or not.
Yeah.
That's why I think, yeah, you could say there's pro natural bodybuilding. It just works different. I think for us, it's more of a like a status, right? Like it puts you like on a different level. You're like a
Yes.
more skilled athlete. You're competing with better athletes, and then you have a chance to make some money, but still not a lot of money.
Right. Right. Bodybuilding is kind of a cult sport that I that's unfortunate because it's such a beautiful sport. It's exciting. I think that it's great for the average person just to go, even if you've never been and don't have any desire to compete, because it's just flat out inspiring. And I mean, it's fun. I mean, to see some people on stage and it's like, wow, that's a human being. I'm looking at a
Yeah,
human being
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I didn't know humans could look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it can be very inspiring and it can be very relatable. Because almost every person has a gym membership. Like, who doesn't want to like be in shape and feel strong and look
Mhm.
good? So I think it's something that everyone can relate.
Absolutely. So, two competitors will be walking away with cash prizes. That's awesome. So, what does everybody else get? A high five?
Well, yeah, you got the high five for sure. Now, and also, we got the cooler. We're still gonna keep the cool prizes that we got before. So you got the cool Niels Anderson trophies, like the genuine ones made in the United
The
States.
same ones as last year. Good. Those are dope.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're gonna have the custom made medallions. This year we're gonna have the medallions made. Uh, we're gonna have gold, like actual gold, silver, and bronze, depending on your placing. What you're placing, it's listed on the back.
Wow.
Um, and then also I'm running some survey, like surveying people around for the other prizes. Like for the bigger prizes, last year we gave out those super nice belts, but that one might change. So we're still debating on the other part. We were talking about like swords, but swords are super cool, but swords, since we may have some competitors coming from Montana and Idaho, it's kind of tricky to get those on a plane. I don't know if that you've ever tried to carry one of those. It's
Yeah,
a weapon,
when I
right?
competed, do you know who Terry Reeves is?
Yeah,
Okay, when I competed
yeah,
at
yeah.
her,
California.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's a promoter in California, right?
Yes, yes, she's very good friends with Katie Wayman White. So I did her show in 2018. We made a family trip out of it. That was a fun one. And yeah, won this sword. Then I was like, great. How are we getting this back? So we just checked it on the plane. It's
Oh
actually this one
wow,
right here. This one, this one right behind me. That one I got in Fresno from her show.
that's a cool one. That's a cool one, man.
Thanks. But the thing with swords, though, too, is there's liability around it. Because
Hmm.
I was wondering why they didn't give out why they didn't give out swords at the Northwest Natural and the Northwest Championships, and that's what Ivan said. He was like, "Yeah, we were doing swords, and then someone dropped it on their foot, and then ever since then we had to go away with swords."
Oh, okay, okay. There's like a liability thing. It could be, yeah.
For
I
sure.
know there's like hammers and there, yeah, those sorts of crazy stuff. So that one's still to be decided. As now I'm leaning towards oversized trophies, like having like the regular trophies, and then for the overall winners, have like the oversized
Oh
trophies. I
heck
think
yeah,
those are super cool too.
I love it. I feel vain sometimes, but I don't know, man. Like I don't feel like you ever get too old for that. Like I'll do anything for a trophy, man. Like, I seriously will. It's like when I see it, I just want it so bad. The medal that you gave me for guest posing, man, it's still hung up right there, right behind my head. And the button that you gave me when we were doing photo shoots
That's
for your
right.
website for the Classic Physique division. Yeah, that's actually it's right here on my backpack. So every set, every rep at the gym, I'm looking at that button and I'm like, all right, how are we going to how are we going to look different this year than next year? So let's not get into that though. I'll ask you at the end. May I ask you some questions about Mr. America? Would that be okay?
You do, yeah, yeah.
Okay, because to be completely honest, I'm kind of embarrassed, but I could tell you everything there is to know about Mr. Olympia and about Mr. Universe. But Mr. America, I'm not too savvy on. What's the history of Mr. America? How did it start?
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I think one of the reasons why like we people who are into natural bodybuilding don't know a lot about Mr. America, because it only became a natural bodybuilding show not too long ago. I think around 2011, but historically it has not been a drug tested show. So that's
Hmm.
why you think, oh, it's just like the bigger guys. And when you say Mr. America, you think of guys, like Lou Ferrigno, like the Incredible Hulk, Mike
Just guys that
Menzer,
were
and
giant.
yeah, even Frank Zane. Even Frank Zane was a pretty big guy too. Like, oh, so those are like past winners, and that's why you think of it. But there's been
Hmm.
like a lot of changes in the history of Mr. America since it started in 1938. So um, it initiated, and it's also been part of different sanctions. So when it started, it was part of the AAU. AAU stands for Amateur Athletic Union. So it was, like an amateur contest. It became popular, and then the IFBB got interested, and they wanted to do like the professional counterpart, right? So it was also hosted by the IFBB from there's like black and white pictures, 49 to 77, if I
Hmm.
remember correctly. And that's where you see all those big names. As a matter of fact, there's a cool movie. I have a movie recommendation if you want to learn more about it. It's called Bigger. It's like the history of Joe Wither.
Oh yeah, I've
It's
never.
a Netflix movie or something
I
like that. You
yeah,
guys should
I
see
saw
it.
that it was on Netflix, but I never got around to watching it. And
Yeah, you should check it
so
out. And
you
it talks
recommend it,
about
huh?
then it, like back in the golden era, there was like some rivalry between the IFBB and the AAU, like all all the politics and sports and things like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Our homework for all of our competitors is they have to watch Pumping Iron. That's a requirement.
there
If
you
they
go,
don't watch
pumping iron and bigger. Add that one to
yeah,
your list.
yeah. If they don't watch Pumping Iron, I don't put them on stage because that's unacceptable.
I like that. I like that.
So I'll add that one to the list too. Thanks for that.
And then something beautiful happened with Mr. America in 2011 because it was actually changed sanctions and it became part of the INBF, which are the guys who are affiliated with WNBF. So
Right.
naturally, it became a drug test, a natural bodybuilding show um, for a few years, and then the guys, of course, they got smaller too, and because it was urine tested and polygraph tested, and then the show kind of disappeared. For a couple of years, and now it made a comeback as a non-sanctioned show or as a self-sanctioned show, kind of like the Open. So now the Mr. America, what's his name? I spoke with him on the phone. The president, Mark Tauriello,
Mm-hmm.
he bought the rights, and now what he's doing, he's making it sort of like an Open, but he's drug tested. So he would take all the pros, OCB pros, WNBF pros, ANBF pros, USBF, uh, NGA, all the pros from all the organizations, they can compete and they go for the title.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then when you look at the names of the winners, all the recent Mr. Americas, a lot of it's this they come from the same pool of competitors. For example, Prince Badalekan. He's one of my favorite bodybuilders. So he won the WNBF, the IP World Championships, and then he won one of the Mr. Americas. Or
Wow.
Meshack Ochieng, he's a USBF champion. He also won the Mr. America. And this girl,
Oh, that
Natalie,
guy's a beast. Meshack.
yeah, dude,
I didn't know that it was possible to have legs that big.
yeah, they call him the Ronnie Coleman, like the natural Ronnie Coleman, something like that.
Yeah, you know what? That's such a good description. That is exactly who he looks like. Actually, I
Yeah,
didn't know they call him that though.
yeah, yeah. And this girl who won WNBF World this year, Natalie Hayes, she
Uh-huh.
also, she won the OCB Jordan Cup and she won the Mr. So it's almost like the same family, like the same natural competitors. They join together, and I think it's really cool because it doesn't. When I had this conversation with Mark Tauriello, we agreed that it's really hard for competitors. Let's say you set yourself the goal to be the best natural bodybuilder in the world, but if I win the world championship, I'm just gonna say with ABC organization, I'm only the best in the ABC or the XYZ organization. But how do you get like the best of the best, right?
Right.
So I think the only way would be like welcoming everyone. It's like, okay, you don't have to have a membership. You're a champion with these guys. Just bring the best of the best,
Yeah.
and then that's how you do it. So I guess my goal with the Open, like the vision that I have right now, is become like the best of the best, be the best amateur show around, and then let Mr. America have like the best pros. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds awesome. Does this mean that we're going to be like giving out pro cards then at the Open Natural? Does that make it a
sort
pro
of.
qualifying show?
Sort of. I think I prefer saying pro qualified. It just pro qualifies. Like if you win the Open Natural, it doesn't mean you're a pro, but you are allowed. Like because we don't sell memberships, we don't sell pro cards, and neither
Right.
does Mr. America. They don't sell pro cards either.
Okay.
Their contest is also like you pay entry fee only. So it's not like you're gonna get a pro card, but you get pro qualified. You can compete with the pros as the Mr. America, and then you can actually win pro titles. So it's kind of like a pro qualifier is how I like to say it. You
Wow.
become pro
That,
qualified.
that, that was that was that was brilliant. This is such a good idea, dude. Wow, you have really put in the legwork on this, dude. I am amped for this one. I mean, like last year's show was great, but this one,
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna it's gonna grow. Yeah, I think it's gonna grow pretty fast. So I
I think so
think,
too.
to be honest with you, brother, I haven't printed the posters or the flyers yet. We have been promoting the Open as a friendly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to keep the word friendly anymore because it's getting nasty.
Well,
It's gonna get more competitive and
I
more
was gonna say, yeah, like it might be especially with the $500 cash
Yeah, five
prizes.
hundred
I'm like,
dollars
man,
for
like,
winners, and then qualifying for the Mr. America. So I don't know if I'll include the word friendly, but I mean, it's friendly. Obviously, like we treat everyone with love and respect, like that kind of friendly.
of
But
course.
yeah, but it's gonna get a little more competitive this year.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Okay, what is the? Oh, um, are we going to be using the same judges as last year, or like or some of them at least? Because I mean that would be my, let me put it this way, that would be my biggest concern. I'm like, okay, if we're putting out cash prizes and there's like, we have some more skin in the game. There's more there's more to win now, more than just a trophy. Certainly a lot more than last year. Is that uh are we going to have fair judging? Sorry, I don't know how to say it nicer than that. Because
Yeah, I think
because
since
I thought the judging was spectacular last time, right? Especially when you see somebody that wins another category but doesn't necessarily win another class. You when you start seeing that, that's when I don't know. I feel like it throws up a red flag, and you kind of look at the judges and go, really? Does this guy really have the best physique, or is he just winning all the classes because everybody knows him? I'm not
yeah,
going to name. I'm not going to name any names of organizations, but we definitely had one of those experiences this year. So
yeah, I think it
if I'm putting
happens
someone
sometimes.
through a show, they're not going to have that experience. So what are the judges? What's our judging panel look like this year?
Yeah, we got very positive feedback from competitors, and I got feedback directly from Marla. So yeah, she's happy with the judging panel.
Yeah.
Having like mixed background, having we have judges who come from OCB, WMBF. We have a
Yep.
former, like a very well Lee Ramos. I think he did 60 NPC competitors in a lifetime.
Hmm.
So he's very experienced with that side of bodybuilding. Uh, NGA and the NGA competitor. So I think it's really cool to have like that mix, not trying to like favor one organization or another, to have things sort of
Yeah.
balanced. Um, and looking at,
Sakona, Lauren, they're coming back.
yeah, also Secona, I forgot that one. Secona is yeah, INBA, PNBA.
Awesome. I wanted to get him on the podcast so bad, and then I was like, there's enough of a language barrier
You
that
know
I
what?
don't know how that would go. Yeah.
We actually have a third announcement.
Okay.
I almost forgot about the show. Actually, Secona is gonna come. He was stoked too that reconnected. He's also a personal friend. He was so excited with coming to the Open and so inspired. He's actually coming this year as a guest poster. So yeah,
No,
he's
no. Okay, I'm definitely not guest posing this year, then,
no,
man. I
you're
quit.
definitely
I'm
not guest
done.
poster. But yeah, he was.
That was the first thing that I thought when I shook that guy's hand, dude. Is I was like, I mean, he's a big guy, but oh my god, dude, his hands are twice the size of mine. I swear.
Yeah, he's. I think he's one of those genetic freaks. Like even if he didn't work out, he would be like a large and intimidating
He's just a
person, right?
big dude, man.
But yeah, but now he's gonna focus on quality, and now he's prepping. He's gonna guest post, and then he's bringing some people from Oregon as well.
Yeah,
So
just make sure I go on stage before him, because if he throws out a most muscular pose, I am not doing nothing after that. And everything that I do is going to be like stuff Frank Zane would do or something, you know.
no, bro, I think you're modest. I don't think you're a small person at all
Whew,
either.
we'll see.
And as you can see, I'm actually a little envious of your height, because most of us bodybuilders are like short people.
Oh, I don't want
But
to hear it, man. Because whenever we get on a bench press or a squat bar or something, man, you guys are lifting circles around me. I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay. So what does the judging criteria look like at Mr. America? Like, how is that different than NPC and INBF and kind of the stuff that you and I are familiar with?
yeah, something cool that I like that we share with Mr. America is very concise. It's very clear. It does. For example, they make it clear like the difference between open bodybuilding and classic physique.
Hmm.
Here's the thing, when you're judging, you're always taking the same factors into account, like muscularity,
Yep.
uh, definition, how lean you are, and the body proportions. It's
Hmm.
always those three things, but they don't tell you which one is more important than the other. Like they would always throw those three words in, but they don't tell you, okay, which one matters the most. But with these guys, they assign sort of points and percentages. Okay, you're doing bodybuilding, then muscularity goes first, and then goes symmetry and conditioning. But when you're doing classic physique, you get more points or a higher percentage for symmetry. is going to be most important.
Right, because we're actually judging the routine for classic physique at the open natural
Yeah,
too, right?
that's a unique thing to the open natural. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so they don't do that at Mr. America, because I've
Yeah,
never heard of that
that
anywhere else,
that one part is different for the open, but yeah.
for sure.
But focusing on what we have in common is that part, like giving percentages, giving points to every feature
Mhm.
of the physique, and yeah, I think that's the part we have in common. Just a very clear judging, and also um, for bikini, some organizations do half turns, some do have quarter turns, so we are aligned with Mr. America doing quarter turns.
Okay, okay. So the quarter turns weren't just something that was thrown on us last minute, because I'd never heard of a quarter turn in bikini, and we've coached quite a few bikini competitors, and it's just never been something
Yeah,
that has
it
ever
changes
been
from one
called.
organization to the other. So I think that
Yeah,
the safest thing that competitors can do is just go directly to our website and see,
always.
yeah, see
Yeah,
like if on the opennatural.com.
and the website is beautiful too, by the way. If you haven't been on the website, go check it out. It's not just information on the open natural, it's on all things natural bodybuilding. Jairo's put a lot of work into it. He's got a lot of good content on there, a lot of helpful resources. There's this one really ugly guy that did the modeling for the classic physique photo shooting, but other than that, everything else on the website is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're being modest again. Yeah, thanks for posing for those pictures, called for the classic physique division.
My pleasure. Uh, what is what else makes them the chosen one?
I think the other thing that I like about Mr. American, and we're trying to go in that direction, is it's the only show that's actually broadcast on TV. So they're broadcast on CBS network.
Mhm.
I aspire to sometime, become broadcast as well. We'll probably start with PBS or some local channel. Yeah, they're broadcast on local TV. I find that part super exciting because I happen to have a background in TV production. So the video production aspect, yeah, excites me a lot. And the other part, we have just too many things in common. They also have like really good, really
That's probably news to our audio only listeners. But if you're watching, you totally see his professional TV style microphone right in front of him. So
thanks, man.
I love it.
And also that Mark, the president, he makes an effort of having like good relationships with every organization. Every time, and I'm on the same page with that. Every time you see somebody's doing something right, you have to give them props, man, because it always like benefits the sport. So there's a lot of good promoters out there. So like we're not here to pretend we're like better than somebody else or trying to make everyone like switch organizations or something like that. Yeah, just like support everyone, and then yeah, just set a platform for the athletes. And one thing that we also have in common is that we look forward. We want to do some sort of standardization. For example, if you compare bodybuilding to other sports, like for let's say powerlifting, right? You have like a set of rules. Like all the organizations are doing the same thing. So it's okay. It's always squat, bench, and deadlift. Like you got those three lifts, right? But in bodybuilding, as we just talked, for example, if you're doing bikini, some organizations do quarter turns, some do half turns. So we have to unify those things. And also now comparing it to football, right? When you're playing football professionally, like the field or baseball, the field is always going to have the same size. So we should also come to an agreement of like the dimensions, or at least the minimal dimensions of a stage. You see how some shows are like huge, and some shows are like, wow, how can they fit so many people in this such a small platform? So I think it would be cool to, yeah, just put hands together and just agree on standards.
Absolutely. What do you think that we can improve on the second round of the Open Natural from last year?
Okay.
What else?
Other than being a pro qualifier and, and the cash prizes, let me think. I was actually talking to yeah. There's always room for improvement, of course, and we're always asking for feedback. One of my coworkers who went to the show, he told me that the intermission was a little too long. So there's ways how because we're doing it in running format, right? So for
Mhm.
those of you who don't know, we don't have pre-judging in the morning and judging in the evening. We're doing everything in run through format. It starts at 5 p.m. and then all the event goes. However, we still need a break for judges to deliberate. So we're gonna make an effort to make the break shorter, and the way to do that is just make it easy for judges, bring in a computer for all the tallying, and also I can do some pre-printed forms just for Marla to do the judging
Mhm.
quicker. Um, with that being said, my friend, the reason why he said, okay, I think the intermission was a little too long because he was hungry. So we're gonna have food at the venue. So that's a simple one. Okay, we're gonna
Oh,
try to
nice.
make the intermission short, but in case in case it runs a little bit too long, we're gonna have like drinks and snacks at the venue. So
Yeah.
um, let me think. Oh, the other thing that's definitely gonna be better is on our first year we kind of struggled to find sponsors basically because we don't exist. So imagine going to a supplement store, hey, you want to advertise on my show, like you don't exist, but now we exist.
Now
uh,
you're
so
right. You're right. Okay, that
and
makes a lot of sense for sure. So
and
now
you have
athletes will
footage, and
have.
we have videos on YouTube, we're on social media, and we have people talking about it.
There you go.
So right now we have, there's a supplement company who's gonna sponsor it. We have an apparel company, and there's um, cosmetic surgery company as well. Like they actually came to us. Like I didn't even reach out. Like they came to us interested in the show.
Nice.
And one thing that we're doing, I'm gonna try this move too. Normally when you go to bodybuilding shows, they don't allow DSLR cameras or the larger cameras with lenses popping out. So I'm going to allow all sorts of cameras because I also think it's beneficial for the show to have
Yeah.
spectators. Just bring anything you want. If you're a YouTuber, bring it, put it on YouTube because it also benefits the show. Just get more
Hmm.
exposure, and also I think it's good to be consistent with what I've been saying about supporting the work of others. Any promoter, any other promoter, any coach is welcome to our show. So if you're an OCB promoter, you're welcome to the Open. You can bring your flyers, you can bring your posters, WMBF, NGA, IMBA, PM, whatever organization you work with. Yeah, you are 100% welcome in, and you are 100% welcome to promote what you do.
Hey everyone, Coach Taylor Milton here. Welcome to Skullbellz TV, the official YouTube channel of SuperSetYourLife.com, where you're going to discover a weekly upload of quick and easy to follow workout tutorials featuring Coach Colt, myself, or one of our athletes to keep your workouts fun, practical, and effective. Our family's latest keto carnivore recipes that fuel Colt's competitions and keep myself and our kiddos strong and healthy. Video uploads of the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast, now over 100 episodes, your weekly dose of entertainment, education, and inspiration to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym, and much more. Last thing before we get into the video, we're asking a big favor from you. This has been working beautifully, so if you would please think of someone you care about that would benefit from this video, go ahead and smash that like button, click the share button, and text this video to them. That would mean the world to us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more exciting content from Skullbellz TV, because our team has lots of meat and lots of muscle coming your way, and I promise you won't want to miss it. When you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell icon pop up. You want to click that too so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to us. Every like, share, and subscription helps our channel grow and supports our family's hard work. So thank you so much for doing your part too. That's all we ask. God bless you, and please enjoy this video.
An organized after party. Is that's just an idea.
That's great feedback. That's great feedback.
Yeah, I would like that. Just personally, as a competitor, some of my best memories about all the competitions that I've done has been particularly the smaller natural shows. I don't know if it's not a thing anymore, but it used to be something to where it was like they would tell you, hey,
I'm
the
writing
after
down.
parties, yeah, the after parties here. Here's where all the judges are gonna be, and man, I would be up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just like basically as long as the judges are there, like, okay, what else can I do to improve? What else could I do? Can I do to improve? Yeah, okay, I spilled over. I know that. Besides that, like, how else could I improve? And just and recording everything with a microphone too. Like I found that I found that the judges, after every single show that I had done, I mean, they're always um, they're in the sport of bodybuilding because they love it, man. People don't judge this sport to make money. There's just
Yeah,
not a lot. There's just not a lot of money in the sport. And so if someone's judging, they have passion for it. They want to see it grow, and they want athletes to get better. And so I've never had an experience where a judge was like, I don't know, the placings are what they are. I'm done for the day. It's like they're just they want to help you grow. They want to help you learn, and they've always answered all the questions that I've thrown at them. So yeah, I would love that, man.
yeah, that's
Anyway,
very cool.
it doesn't matter, like Red Robin, or if it was my pick, I'd say Novios. But hey, there's people that like to eat stuff besides meat. I respect that.
Yeah. I actually remember. I think I have to look at my notes because I remember back when Marla Battles hosted the show at the Kirkland Performance Center. I believe it was Las Margaritas was the name of the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, I'm gonna check if it's still in business or find something that works for different styles of diets, maybe.
Yeah, so I've competed at our same venue before. I think you know that. I did John Nickerson's
Oh,
show.
John's show. Yeah. I think I
Mhm.
was there as a
Yeah,
spectator.
yeah, because he uses the the Kirkland Performance Center
Mm-hmm.
for
Was
all
it
of
for a
his
couple of
shows too.
years?
Yeah, and the after party there, that was a particularly good one. My brother and I both did that show together, and same thing. Like we were just there all night asking questions, but we were just at the bar where we did the drug testing and everything at the same restaurant, the same hotel, the host hotel.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over? I think that's pretty much our entire agenda. I just had a couple last topics that I was going to ask about the YouTube viewers and then my guest posing, but that was pretty much it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. It's good thing you asked me about Sekona, man. So it's not two announcements, that three announcements.
Yeah, because man, like of like just between you and me, I don't know, but like of all the judges that I talked to, I felt like he was the one that he was my buddy after that show. You know what I mean? He's just a nice
He's
guy,
a
man.
people person. Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, he's super excited to support the Open. I think in part because I competed in his show first. That's when I won one of my pro cards, and then the next year he invited me to be um, a judge, and then the next year he invited me to be a guest poser. So when he was promoting, I was also very, very just as excited as he is with our show. I was excited about his show.
Absolutely. I'm gonna circle back to the last topics. We'll just go right into guest posing. I think that makes more sense. All right. So, Mr. Jairo, this is the fattest I've been all year. I think I don't know, like 15% body fat or something.
I
So
think so. You're up a little bit. I think we have to clarify for the audience just to put things in context. It's not real life fat. It's bodybuilding fat.
it's not what?
It's not like real life fat. Like a conventional person would look at you and would
Oh,
think you're out of your mind. But yeah, we're talking strictly bodybuilding.
maybe. Yeah. So if I'm gonna guest pose and if I'm gonna step on stage in 6 months,
Hmm.
and factor in that we're probably gonna be moving, our lease is up, and we've kind of had it with renting houses. Like this is the year that we really just want to pull the trigger and buy and be done with it and
Oh
settle down
wow.
as a family. Yeah. So that being said, I'd kind of like to be like stage ready a month ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time, which is usually my goal anyway. And then if you get sick or whatever, like you got some breathing room. But
Hmm.
yeah, man. Do you think I got another month that I should probably focus on lean bulking a little bit more, and then maybe start thinking about cutting in February, or should I just jump on the cutting train right now?
I think considering, well, I haven't seen you enough, but considering that you are experienced, have a lot of muscle memory, and you know what you're doing. You're not experimenting so much. I think
Yeah.
you can be really efficient for it. I think our show is approximately 28 weeks. When is your move?
It'll if we do move, it'll probably be like around May.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to like measure your body fat percentage and target, like plan to project your
Okay.
goal weight, and then try to estimate like I call
Yeah,
it
you're
amortization. It's kind of like putting your numbers how they go down at which rate. But looking at what you look like right now, I don't. You probably can lean out in I don't know, 18 weeks or something like that. Should be more than enough for you.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't think you have to go too crazy for about like dieting yet.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
really like your look
the
last week. It's the kind of look that I personally like.
oh, thanks.
You back in July because you're lean, you have visible abs, you have visible separation on your quads,
Hmm.
but you didn't look depleted. Sometimes people, they get, for example, striated glutes, but at the expense of losing their leg size. So
Right.
there's a point where you have to find, like, okay, you don't want to be. It's cool to be ripped, but I think a better goal is to be dialed in, right? Like just be lean enough where you still keep your proportions and keep that you look like a lifter, and that's the look that you had in July 2023. Like when I told Benny, he's like, no, he hasn't pro qualified yet. Benny couldn't believe me that you were not pro qualified. It's like,
Thanks.
no, no, he definitely looks like a pro. And I'm gonna try and send you a video clip because I actually recorded Benny saying that. He was like shocked, like what?
Oh man, that is a nice, especially coming from him, man. Is he going to be guest posing again this year, or is it just Sakona?
I don't know. I sent him an invite on Facebook for the event. He accepted, but we haven't talked about it yet.
Sure.
Of course, I would love him to get exposed.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. I think that was the last thing that was the last thing he said at the show is that he would like to do it again next year. So that'd be cool if he does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's just a motivating dude. Like to look at, to listen to, talk. I mean, you're a better person if you talk to him for 5 minutes. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I listened to because I know he was on your podcast, and I listened to that episode, and he has an interesting like life story. He's one
Yeah,
of those guys who, yeah, overcame adversity, and he's been through some personal stuff. So, yeah, a lot of respect goes to him.
he's been through a lot. His kids are cool. Grandkids are cool.
Grandkids are super cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then now he's trying to be like a positive role model to those kids. I think that was really cool too. I've seen it when I go to his gym and when I was like backstage. All the kids are watching, man.
They are. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, man. Like bodybuilding sometimes gets a reputation of like not being child appropriate or being like kind of a vain sport. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just played in an adult hockey tournament this last weekend, and it was
Hmm.
fun, man. It was a ball. Like it was, it felt like I was in college again. Really, like
Yeah,
it was so much fun. But dude, the stuff that is said in the locker room, like it is no place for a lady, man. It is no place for kids to be at. And at bodybuilding shows, it's like, yeah, okay, you see a lot of muscle, but like it's it's not a, excuse my language, like it's not sexual though. It's
yeah, yeah,
this is an art, man. I think one of the purest forms of art, really. And when like you see his grandkids Isaiah just like looking at Benny and look at what he's accomplished and look at how many people he inspires. I think that's why I want more people coming to these shows,
yeah,
man, just so that people can see what's actually happening here, because this is a very, very positive
yeah.
environment.
No, I agree with you 100%. I think it's not sexual at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's kind of interesting to an outsider because you could have all the different scenario. If I tell you, oh, you have great legs, nothing. Like one guy from another, nothing sexual. If you told me, oh, your wife looks great, I'll be like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Right? Like everything is like, wow, okay, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. 100% honest opinion. You're such a nice guy. But if there's a weakest body part that I need to focus on between now and uh when are we up on the 13th of July? Is that our official date?
Yeah, it's either the 13th or the 20th. Yeah, to be confirmed.
Okay.
Let me see. I was actually looking at your social media earlier, and I think I've always told you that I'm envious of your calves because I have a hard time growing those. But
Thanks, man. It's mostly genetic, but I
yeah,
appreciate I
with
appreciate
with
it.
with that
I
being
train him
said,
though, I promise.
with that being said, um, it's actually it's a backhanded compliment because according to Steve Reeves,
Yeah, it
Like
means
the
I got.
calf and arm should match.
That means I
So
got to have bigger arms. Okay,
that
okay.
means you need to have bigger arms too. Exactly. My problem is the opposite. My arms grow very easily, but my calves don't match. But you have it reversed. I don't think. By the way, I don't think your arms are any small. I think because I remember we posted that video of you doing
Yeah.
arm curls on YouTube and got like thousands of views. Yeah, your arms are by no means small, but still you want to make them match your calves. I think
Okay.
that's the only thing that that comes to mind. I think you're lucky that you have very good frame, like the frame that one is born with. Like for example, your what you call this, your collarbones are long, and then your
Mhm.
hips are narrow, so you have a natural V taper. Your proportions also, like the length of your lower limbs, your legs, is proportional to your spine. So you're not one of those, people with short or long legs. Yeah, like everything, like from your canvas, everything's already symmetric.
Good.
um yeah, and you're putting in the work. I wouldn't say, let me see. Yeah, and I think you're good at posing and exploring those things. That's probably why classic
Nice.
physique is that division for you, because you have that little bit of an edge and advantage with a good frame, balanced frame. I have a longer neck too. Sometimes people, when if your neck is short, then the traps look kind of weird. But no, you have enough room. You have enough room for traps too, so that kind of flows.
Okay. Heck yeah. Thanks for that, dude. How much do I owe you for that? That was great. um, yeah, I'm thinking for arm mass, should focus mainly on triceps. I think my bicep peaks are okay, but the triceps are 2/3 of my mass, and it's been a while. Two-thirds of
Judges
the of
told
the,
you
the
that, or
mass
what?
upper arms. So, I'm sorry.
Did you have judges tell you that, or is that like a personal observation, or?
No, I'm just thinking if my arms need to match the size of my calves, then triceps
Oh, I
should
see.
be.
I see what you're saying. That
I'll,
makes sense. That makes sense.
I'll get a lot further focusing on that than doing curls, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Got it. Got it. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. Well, that is the next project, my man. Thank you for that. Um, I think that's pretty much everything that we were going to go over today. For those that are listening, if you have a question that we did not cover today, and if you are watching on YouTube, just comment any of those questions that you have below, please. I will get back to them, or Jairo will get back to them, whoever sees it first. And then listeners, you can submit your questions to admin@supersetyourlife.com for anything that you would like to know more about regarding Mr. America, natural bodybuilding, and the Open Natural Bodybuilding Competition, second annual. Jairo, do you want me to put your address in there too? I mean, there's probably a question form on the website or something too,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, theopennatural.com, or they can reach me at my email.
Okay, what's your email?
Contact@theopennatural.com.
Contact at
Yeah.
theopennatural.com. Great. Yeah, you talk to one of us, and we'll get you squared away. I think that's pretty much it. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. Always a good time to catch up with you.
Pleasure,
And,
pleasure is all mine, brother. This is
yeah.
the most important date on my calendar for the year of 2024. So cannot wait, man. If it's half as good as it was last year, then it'll be worth it again, I'm sure.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, brother. Likewise. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. If you found this helpful, please pay it forward by sharing with a friend. And one more thing before we sign off, if you are not subscribed to our nutrition podcast, Carnivore Coach's Corner, you are really missing out. We're coming up on close to a year now of recording every single week. Haven't missed a week yet, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Coach Mark Ennis and I from Ireland, we collaborate weekly, diving deep into meat-based nutrition and advanced hypertrophy training, featuring top coaches and nutritionists from across the globe. If you are a fan of the low-carb lifestyle or just getting into it, just search Carnivore Coach's Corner on the same platform that you're listening to on now. Thanks again one more time. We'll catch you next Monday on episode 217, where we'll get you pumped up for next week. And I'm going to leave you with our battle cry at supersetyourlife.com, which is 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. So it's not original, but it's really good. Listen up. Do you not know that your body is a sanctuary of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were purchased at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body.